Yo, that vape's going crazy. Hi there, guys. Welcome to Outdoors Brews and Barbecue. On today's episode, we'll be talking a little bit about the outdoors, a little bit about beer, of course,
Better.
and some good old barbecue tricks to put into the end of the equation. But over to my right, I got.
Hyro, what up?
Over to my far right, over there, I got.
Austin, what's going on?
Austin, welcome back. And then over to my left for the first time, I got.
Hi, I'm Chris, also known as Puerto Rican Thunder, and this vape smells terrible. Oh my god, this is so bad. The guy who.
Why do you think I always laugh when the smoke comes out?
Every time
Like,
that smoke comes out, bro, I forget it's there.
I think you laugh because it's funny because the guy who hits that vape goes crazy. Now I know you laugh because it smells so bad.
Oh man! All right, let's talk a bit about the brewery we're gonna have in today's episode. In
already
today's
tasting for ya.
episode, I brought in some beers from Wynwood Brewing Co. Right here, I'm in Wynwood, Miami.
we woo.
So the first beer we have on today's menu is the lightest out of the equation, or at least I call it the lightest, but it is not the lightest in today's APV levels. Is
Mhm.
the typical La Rubia. La Rubia you can find anywhere, any gas station locally here in Miami. But these were picked up from your local Total Wine. I didn't make
Total
it all the way
Wine?
out to the brewery for this. All right.
Literally anywhere you can find them.
So as far as talking about La Rubia, Rubia is an American blonde ale. Coming from a big Puerto Rican family, the father of the owner lived in family get-togethers in their backyard, barbecues, and they wanted the perfect beer for those occasions.
Mm.
So they crafted La Rubia with only the finest ingredients. Not a lager. It's not a Pilsner. It's a blonde ale. Light color, sunny, easy drinking, and you can savor and welcome the family. Salud. So this is what the beer would look like. Let's put this in front of the camera so we can actually take a look at this color of what is La Rubia. All right.
Look at that color.
Yum.
That does have a nice color to it.
It does.
Looks gorgeous.
Good.
That's why I'm gonna dye my hair.
You gonna dye your hair gold?
Indeed.
That's a special gold right there. Now, it doesn't taste bad out of the bottle. For it
I
being
love it out of
a
the bottle.
blonde ale.
Do you prefer to drink it out the bottle?
I don't know. Let's taste it from this cup and let me see what I get.
It's good.
I feel like it's the same either or, whether you drink it from the cup or you drink it from the bottle.
Yes,
I
the
don't-
consistency stays
yeah.
about the same on both.
Right. Consistency is about the same on both. I don't feel a difference. There's always those beers out there that you pour into the cup and it tastes totally better. Or it can go for the worse. It's either A or B. All right. In this case, I think I'm just going to pour the rest of the beer into this cup.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that way I can take this bottle out of my hands.
But the color does look very
Yeah,
good.
it's beautiful.
But the color
Very
definitely
color.
has a nicer color to it.
A nice golden color.
Nice golden color. All right.
Now the question is, what do you rate it out of 5?
From 1 to 5, I mean, this for being an everyday beer, I think I would probably give this
A 20. No,
a 20. Nah. It's
Out
from
of
1 to
5,
5,
a
Howard. Come on
20.
now. You have to taste 4 beers to give it a 20.
you right.
I would probably give it a 375, a 4. As a very
I was gonna say like 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah.
3.5, 375.
3.5.
I'll stick to a 375 on this. I don't see why not.
It's solid.
I can have this at every family occasion. Repeat?
Yeah.
Keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah, just my mic. Yeah, honestly, probably a 375, a 4. I think 375 is good.
Yeah, I would say 4.
4?
I don't hear 375. I feel like we're getting charged for something. Like buying a pack of gum or something.
A pack
Gonna
of
be
gum?
375.
No, 3.75. 3.75 will be my rating from 1 to 5. 0.25 being the worst. 5.0 being the best. 3.75 is what I would give La Rubia. La Rubia does have a 5.0% APV. So it's like your average, family reunion type beer that you get here in South Florida, in comparison to like Heineken or Estella or
Heineken.
a
Modelo
Heineken.
or
Yeah.
I mean, what's Hyro would probably know this. What's the APV on Presidente? Because I don't buy that.
Presidente is 5.
It's 5 flat.
Yeah.
All right. So your typical
Is it 5.5, I think.
Corona bottle piss in a bottle is 3.28. That's what your typical piss in the bottle is. So this at 5.0 tastes as remotely smooth for it being an everyday family reunion beer. And I feel like this is a beer that I can take to a Latin family reunion and not get yelled at for bringing some exotic drink.
They tried it in Heineken.
Yeah.
But the real question is, would you take this to a family reunion?
Yeah.
Would I buy this?
Would
No.
you get caught taking this to a family reunion?
I mean, after tasting it today, I don't see why I wouldn't do it. I had tasted it before, and it's probably not the first thing I would grab off the shelf.
Me personally, I don't think I'd catch you walking into with this in your hand. I think I'm dropping mine to a 3.5, honestly.
Yeah. I could see him bringing it in and just be like, mira, tengo la rubia conmigo.
I would probably bring that, and then I would bring my batch on the side just so that they can have their selection and I can have mine.
You would bring
Yeah.
this in if it was buy a bunch of beers and this was free on the side. Is the only way you'd bring this in. That'd be the only way.
I think there's a difference in terms of preference or rating. Like just because you're gonna rate this a 3.75 doesn't mean that you don't have anything that you prefer over this.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. There's a crap ton of beers out there that I think that I would probably go to before some of the stuff that we've tasted in the last few days, honestly. But most of everything we've tasted hasn't actually been that bad.
Yeah.
But as far as La Rubia is concerned, I mean, I can see me buying this and taking it to as a selection on the menu.
It's a good default beer. I think for those who are getting into beer tasting for the first time, who want to just show up and look like they know what they're drinking, just show up and grab this and
Not spend
take
too much
it.
money.
I think it's a great selection for someone who wants something different and other than piss in a bottle.
True.
You're right.
Yeah.
That I can agree with Austin's last
Mhm.
comment there for sure.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think that's facts. My final rating. My final rating is 3.5.
3.5?
3.5.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
Not bad.
3.5 is not bad. It really isn't.
I think the
How are
lowest
you going to
rating.
stick with 3.5?
Yeah, still 3.5.
Yeah.
All right.
I've had La Rubia multiple times, so I know my choice on that.
I
one
drank
already.
all of mine. Mine is gone. It's done.
So for me, 3.5 is a good one. It's a solid one.
It's good.
I've taken it to places.
Yeah.
If
If I see it there, I will drink it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't drink it. I'm just saying if there are
I mean,
other
it's-
options, I probably will drink the other ones before this.
I don't have anything against it, honestly. It's like one of those beers that if it is what you have at your house, it is
Yeah.
what you have at your
Yeah.
house. I'll have it gladly. No problem.
Of course.
A beer's a beer, one way or another.
It's
Mhm.
nothing stand out. It's not fantastic. It's not amazing, but it's solid. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
It's-
not
and it's-
piss in a bottle.
If you were to compare it to a dish, right? If you were to pair it with a dish, what I at least feel that this can go with any
Yeah.
dish in reality. There's
Yeah.
no specific genre of food that this needs to land into based on its density, its flavor. Yeah, I think it can match with almost any dish you get, whether it's an appetizer, a main dish, or your dessert. Yeah.
I mean, even in the history, it says they made it for a barbecue.
Yeah.
You can take
Right.
this to
Yeah.
anything. It
You
doesn't
could have
matter
this with chips
what.
and salsa. You could have it with
Yeah,
a burger.
exactly.
You could have it with
I want it with
wings.
Piscatties.
It could be for anything. You can show up and you've done a solid.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is facts.
Any other side notes any of you guys got?
No, that's it. It's good.
Before I jump into my outdoor section here?
Not do it.
Jump in.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go
because
outdoors.
I'm
Let's
actually very curious for the next beer, but I typically bring that into after we talk about this outdoor section. All right, guys, outdoor section for today. We are in the year 2022. So if we go back to March 1st of this year, we are covering Yellowstone National Park on today's podcast. March 1st of 2022 was Yellowstone National Park's 150th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yellowstone National Park is famously known as the world's first national park. Right? Yellowstone National Park was introduced back March 1st, 1872. Yellowstone became the first national park for all to enjoy and unique hydrothermal and geological features that Yellowstone National Park hosts. Overall, Yellowstone National Park is a total of 2.2 million acres. Visitors have unparalleled opportunities to observe wildlife and interact with the ecosystem how it is there at Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park also sits above what we known as or recognize as a supervolcano. Just a little side note.
Mhm.
Yellowstone spans almost 3,500 miles. If you put all the acres into the equation, it does spread between Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. As far as wildlife in Yellowstone National Park, the major wildlife that you would typically see, if you're lucky, are buffaloes and elks.
Sometimes me butt naked.
I mean, if you see Hyro running through Yellowstone butt naked, run for the hills because that means something's already chasing him.
That means he had too many Arahuillas.
Yeah.
As far as if you guys ever do visit park, which I highly recommend, I would recommend staying at least 25 yards away from any of the buffalo or bisons, 25 yards away from any of the elks, and you want to stay at least 100 yards plus away from any of the bears or gray wolves if you find any.
But I want to pet the bears.
That's why you were running through the park butt naked, because the bear was chasing you down.
He said
It ripped out my
100
clothes
yards.
and I was gone.
That's a lot of yards.
You know, you got to stay at least a football field away from any of the bears or any of the wolves. All right. As far as entry fees to Yellowstone National Park entry fees are for non-commercial vehicles $35, motorcycle or snowmobiles $30. If you are hiking, bicycling, or rollerblading your way through the roads at Yellowstone National Park, it is $20. In the world's recent events in these last 2 weeks, I don't know if you guys have looked at the news
Yeah,
about what was been going on. Due to our wonderful slight global warming and running from spring into summer, the melting of the snow has caused overflooding through the rivers of Yellowstone, specifically around the northern portion of the park. Last time I had checked yesterday, the park had remained closed until today. Today was the official open date from what I had read last night. I didn't check this morning. But as far as what portion of the park they are opening, it is only the southern loop end of the park. So you can definitely go visit Old Faithful, which is their famous geyser. But you don't have access to any parts of the trails that exceed beyond the midpoint to the north in connections with Montana. If you guys are visiting Yellowstone National Park, by all means, drive a little bit south if you want to enjoy other parks outside of your reservations you may have had. South of Yellowstone National Park, you have Grand Tetons National Park. And north of Yellowstone National Park, you have Glaciers National Park towards the Canada-Montana borderline between the two states. All right. Fees for those two parks, so you guys would have to check up on mps.gov because I do not have those fees for those parks specifically. But by all means, in my opinion, as far as my childhood memories, that is definitely one of my top picks as far as national parks are involved. Last time I went to that park, I can tell you I was 7 years old. So we're jumping back in 29 years in time here. All right.
That's a rewind.
Massive rewind. And I can definitely tell you that most of the stuff that I saw at that park in relations to how you would Google it today and take a look at what's there out there is exactly the photo image that I have locked in my head, right? Nice little Indian tomahawks that I was buying at the gift shop. But as far as the buffaloes, the deers, the elks, the cabins, watching the news these last 2 weeks has kind of hurt to see some of those great features go. But, you know, it's a great park that you can still enjoy, right? And again, it's the first national park established back in the late 1800s, so 150 years back. And that is, again, Yellowstone National Park.
Now,
Alright.
question.
What do you got?
Is it called Yellowstone National Park because the stones are yellow, or why is it named?
It is
Yellowstone
named
National
Yellowstone National Park due to the thermal events that occur within the stones in the water at Yellowstone National Park. If you look at the chemicals that come out from the geysers with that water,
Sulfur.
the sulfur comes out from the geysers, causing all the stones around it to go yellow. Right? If you look up at any of the photos that I posted up on our Instagram page, you can take a look at the different tones of yellow you can potentially see at Yellowstone National Park. You can also see some of the photos of the potential wildlife like the gray wolf, the buffalo, the elk. And there's a whole collection of different birds that I didn't post up on there because, you know, Instagram only lets you put so many photos on a single post without having to go multiple posts.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys are going to go out there and visit and you want to stay decent temperatured, I would highly recommend going between the endings of May through no further than maybe mid-September. third week of September. Anything beyond third week of September up there
A little
tends
dicey.
to start getting a little chilly.
The
Tends to start getting a little chilly.
way I love it.
Wasn't there something about if it erupts, there'd be so much ash that it would block the sun around that area and it would cause massive
It erupts and rearrange
Yeah.
the U.S.
Wasn't that some story like that
There are stories about that.
possibly happening?
The theory, as they say it, is that Yellowstone National Park sits above a supervolcano. There's only a limited number of supervolcanoes across Earth, but as far as the last calculation of the eruption of this supervolcano, somewhere around 700,000 years ago. All right, and if that thing was to blow, I'm pretty sure that most of Northwest America, most of Southwest Canada would for sure be reformed.
Mhm.
And then everything else around the Midwest to the south, to the east, would just have clouds of ash in the sky from how big that volcano is, supposedly.
Yeah.
Kill a lot of plants.
Yeah, that would cause a lot of like
'Cause it'll be in the air for a
agricultural
while.
issues
A
and a
lot.
bunch of stuff. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I mean, you have Yellowstone contains one of the highest environmental scientists, like educational facilities, where they monitor the elevation that sits above the tundra of this supervolcano all the time. And there's been years where it's gone up 5 inches. There's been years it's dropped back down 3. There's been years it's gone up 8, so forth. So it regulates. But as far as any eruption activity, that part we have no idea when that could occur.
But that's like a super low chance, right? Is
Super
that like
low chance.
almost impossible of happening?
That
That's just
probably not within our lifespan.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so
we
we're
should
chilling.
be good.
Yeah, so we're good.
We should be good.
Yeah.
Let's not cause any panic.
Now the real question is,
Oh my God, we're gonna
if you go
die!
visit the park right now,
Mhm.
is the entrance fee cut in a quarter? Because you can only visit a quarter of the park, or do they charge you the
No,
full
I'm
entrance
pretty
fee?
sure.
Nah,
I'm pretty sure. Well, in my
Nah.
case scenario, outside of those 4 prices we mentioned earlier in the conversation, if you want to have an annual pass to any of these parks,
They have annual passes.
they do have annual passes.
Damn.
So you can get a single park annual pass to that one park that you have locally to you at $50, or you can get all national park annual pass at $80, and you can go to any of the national parks across the nation.
And Disney
That's
charges $400, and they're
And-
charging $50 for all the parks. That's crazy.
$80 for all the parks, $50 for one park.
That's still a steal compared to
Yeah.
Disney's like $400, and you can only go on weekdays for the
Well,
year.
here's the catch, though. There's no roller coasters over there, but you could potentially die.
The
if it
volcano's
explodes.
the roller coaster. What
Yeah.
do you mean?
Hey, look, they let you
We
hug
do have-
bears.
We do have a little bit of
Pet
chat going
wolves.
on
They
here.
have real wildlife. You can see a
This is
real
what we got.
bear
Look,
Chat.
just
we got
100
some
yards
people
away.
in the chat. Like, looks like some people are
Yes,
jumping
we
in.
do have
Like
chatters.
Red Shark over here saying,
Yeah,
loving
Austin's,
Austin's
Hi,
man
Hannah.
bun.
Austin's rocking the man bun.
And then Shorty
What's up?
says, stay 100 feet away from Naked Hyro.
Yep.
But not 100 yards.
100 feet.
100
So
feet.
only 100 feet.
Still gonna
Only
catch you
100
though.
feet.
So you can be a little bit closer.
So,
What they're saying
it's a little
is
bit
it's
beyond
safer.
the 25-yard margin. That got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What they're saying is it's safer to be closer to Naked Hyro than it is to be closer to a wolf.
Well, I think what they're trying to say is stay 100 feet away from Naked Hyro while you're running in front of Hyro so that the animal gets him first
Yes.
before it gets you.
Yes.
That's what they
Good
meant.
luck, man. I'm fast. I'll come up.
Nobody
Boy, I
has
got
ever
that-
seen
I
a
got
naked
that
hyro
4-5
run
speed.
from a bear. That's the thing.
I mean, up in the Midwest, bro, we have brown bears. I ain't messing around with no brown bear.
Mm-mm.
No.
Says you.
I ain't messing. There's a big difference between you encountering a black bear in the east, in the Shenandoah Valleys, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, versus you coming across a brown bear, grizzly bear in the Northwest.
They don't play.
They don't play. And especially during the summer when all they're trying to do is just regain what they lost through hibernation. I ain't messing with no damn brown
Mm-mm.
bear, bro. I want to keep my flesh on me.
True.
I don't want to have it hanging off me,
That's very important.
while I'm running. All right.
Nah, I'm gonna go mano a mano with it.
Mano a mano. The first bitch slap that bear gives you, he's gonna rip off half your face.
You're
You
gonna
see-
have no mono.
You don't know about my left hand.
Your left hand? You gonna do a left hook?
You just might bitch slap that bear.
Southpaw boy.
All right, guys. Let's pull up beer number 2 here.
Let's go. What we got?
Whoop. Naked Hyro needs another beer.
Naked Hyro needs another beer.
Hey yo.
All right. So beer number 2 here is our good old seasonal beer from Winwood. It's called Hoppy Chulo.
Happy chulo.
Ay, papi. Get
Ay.
happy.
Qué rico.
When I
Yeah.
saw the name as I was picking up these beers, I had to look this up because I was like, bro, these names they come up with, I got to hand it to them.
Yeah.
Happy chulo. Yeah. Gotta love it.
And I'll take this one that's right here in front of the camera from you guys. This one's off the table, seeing as we already tasted this one out. And then this one's falling into the camera, as this is the one we're about to taste. So Hoppy Chulu is a hazy seasoned IPA. Talks big game, full of hop, aroma, the mosaic and citra, but deep inside, it's a softy at only 4.8% APV. All right. So this is not a high APV IPA like we've had here in the past.
But
Has
it's not the lowest, though.
It is not the lowest. We haven't had. I mean, no. This
I
is
think-
the
I think
lowest IPA.
I thought we had the. Wasn't there one that was like 3? Like
No.
4? Or one's like 4? I swear there's one.
No, this is the 4. This is the one that's fallen below 5 as far as IPAs that we've tasted here on this podcast. A juicy body and lower alcohol, but
Ooh,
Hoppy
juicy.
Chulo
Juicy body.
will smack hop haters upside their heads.
Calm down over there, Austin.
You can't blame him. You have to blame the writer who wrote this.
Yo, I didn't write it.
Exactly. You
You're
have to
right.
blame the
The
writer.
way you said it, though.
The way you said it was
The writer who wrote this meant for it to be said like that.
upside the head with juicy dank, tangerine, grapefruit, a papaya brought from 3 different rounds of dry hopping and dark smoke. Oh man, like
now try to read.
no, I can't even see my iPad at this point. Nah.
Carlos might start drinking and then read
Yeah,
after.
at this point, I'm just gonna take this beer out
So,
from the
notes
camera.
of tangerine,
All right.
grapefruit, and papaya brought on by 3 different rounds of dry hopping with a light body and big hop flavor. He's balanced. A little bit of a lover and a pitcher.
Mm. Mm.
All right, Carlos.
A little bit of a
As-
lover and a bitcher.
No, bro.
Hey,
a little
B-shit.
bit of a lover and a fighter.
Oh,
Oh, I read that wrong.
That is
Fighter.
not what you
Fighter.
said.
I read that wrong.
I was
I read that
pretty
wrong.
sure.
You know what?
You said
Off
bitcher.
the screen,
I
I
was
just
reading
had a
it
face
sideways.
wondering what the hell was he reading?
I was reading it sideways.
I thought he
all
said
right?
pitcher.
I did. However, I was reading it sideways.
So, but is
As-
it bitcher or
Blame it
pitcher?
on sideways.
Fighter.
Or pitcher
I
from
think
a
it's maybe
baseball
because
field?
it's drink 2.
Fighter.
No,
Fighter.
no, fighter.
Fighter.
Like fighting
What
the
did
brown bear.
I like how like this whole conversation is talking about like
Okay.
fighter, no fighter, no.
Bro, it's fight or flight.
So I will try it. As you know, I'm not an IPA guy, but I
You
will.
are not an IPA fan. That part I know.
I will definitely give it my 2 cents.
All right.
It does smell good.
Maybe 3.
It does really have a
It
nice
does.
scent to it.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
danky taste.
A little danky taste, like it says on the description.
Nice
It was like fabuloso.
fabuloso.
I don't know about it smelling
Yo,
like
if y'all don't know
Fabuloso.
about
No.
fabuloso,
That's
it is
just the-
Spanish
It's
cleaner.
definitely
That used to
hazy.
clean everything.
It's definitely a dense, hazy tone to it. Even though the camera's frozen there on the bottom.
No, it's the light feed.
That ain't bad.
I do like the flavor on
It's,
this,
it's
actually.
very light.
I like the bubbly taste.
This is definitely a pool beer
Yes.
for the summer.
Yes.
Hence why the logo on this beer is a dude in a pool. Or what could look like a
No.
hot tub with those tiny
He
little
has a
square
giant
tiles.
chin.
It's a hoppy chulo in a
It's
pool.
a hoppy chulo with a butt chin in.
But you know,
No, he has 4 butt chins. How much chin he has on that picture? It's crazy.
It's a wish.com Bad Bunny.
what?
Bro,
Wish.com, Bad Bunny.
Wish.com Bad Bunny. Coño. This dude just took it a
It
whole
just got
different
real.
direction.
It just got real.
They were
And
trying
every-
to use his likeness,
Especially
but I'm
with
trying
the
to get sued.
wish.com, bro.
So they
Wish.com.
use wish.com Bad Bunny.
Wow.
So what I like about the beer is when you finish drinking it, you have a little bubbly on your tongue. I like that.
That's
For that,
IPA.
for that, I just
Yeah.
give you an Alka-Seltzer.
No, because it doesn't taste good. It's just a bubbly
Oh.
feeling.
Bubble.
I want to have the alcohol taste and then have a
Oh,
little bubbly
man.
feeling.
Bubble, 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 bubble.
It's good though.
It is. I like this one definitely for the pool.
Definitely for the
beach.
pool, but I definitely
Yeah.
gotta say that this is probably the hoppiest one we've had.
Yeah.
so far as IPAs. Gotta love that cat.
The ghost cat.
The ghost cat. What do you think about this IPA, Austin? I know you're not an IPA fan, so for you, tasting this IPA is a whole different
travesty.
perspective.
Flavor, fantastic.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I like the flavor.
Okay.
He almost finished
There you
it.
go.
Well, this portion. This was
Oh.
just.
Yeah, he didn't just chug.
I did
like,
not pour the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you did.
No, that was.
It
that was
wasn't a
one.
So if
high
you
roll
poured
glass.
If you poured that whole thing in already and you already drank that much, damn.
Yeah,
No.
there you go. It's fixed.
You're spending.
Yeah,
You're going
Crimson
faster than
Chin
me.
Chin.
So
Look at
as the
that color.
video has now been fixed, we can now take a look at what is the look of this beer called Hoppy Chulo. And let me move this can back and put this can into play, so
Also,
that we know.
really quick, please show the chin. Look at the chin. Look at his
That's
chin.
your Hoppy Chulo, bro.
That
That's your
chin
Hoppy
has
Chulo.
body.
Chulo.
That chin.
Also, Hannah's right. The crimson chin
Chin.
Yes. Look at
Crimson
the
chin
chin
chin.
on that man.
Hoppy Chulo from Woodwood Brewing Co. No? At that angle, you can still see the chin.
From any angle, you can see the chin.
From any angle, you can see the chin. You're right.
That guy's underwater. You're still seeing his chin.
I mean, it might function as a flotation device.
You can see the
Yeah,
chin
is
from
this
the moon.
Hyro?
What?
No,
No,
it
not
look-
Amy. I ain't got no butt chin.
It looks like his. No, I'm saying it looks like his speedo is behind him.
Speed. What?
Look at the can. Look at the can. Look to his right.
That does
To
look
his
like a
right,
Speedo,
Hyro. To
bro.
his right, or to your right. Look at that. What's that zebra stripe things behind him?
I'm just lost. No,
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh, look.
No, I know what your point.
Hyro, look. That's Hyro on the
Yeah,
screen.
there we
Look.
go.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how we're
Hyro.
on the stream trying to fight with the
On
grizzly
screen right
bear.
now is me fighting a
That's
bear,
Hyro.
and I just kicked him in the newts.
Yeah, flavor is good. Again, it's an IPA, not my favorite. So it's definitely automatically gonna have a lower ranking for me than.
Okay.
Oof.
This is the first tasting for me for this Hoppy Chulo. I haven't tasted this beer before.
I've had it a
So
few times at a few bars.
I definitely
All the
feel
bars.
it's got a little floral scent to it as you
Yeah.
smell it from the can. It's got a hoppy feel to it also as you drink it. I kind of feel a stronger hoppier taste to it as you exhale after you swallow.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo, you know.
Do you notice a difference between cup or can?
I actually think I probably would have drank it better from the can than from the cup.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't know about you guys, but I think that it's definitely a can beer. I think the little tin aluminum flavor of the can kind of give it a little kick.
Little tingle.
Little tingle there to the bottom.
It's a little lighter.
Little tingle to the bottom.
Than
Little tingle to the bottom.
La Rupia as well, in color.
As far as rating this beer, if I had to give it from a 0 to a 5.0,
0 to 5.
I'd probably throw it in at around 3.25.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I would do about a 2.5.
2.5?
That's
Damn, bro.
That's it's an IPA. and
honestly
it's
for
not
you
an
not
IPA.
liking for you not liking IPAs.
Yeah, that's
not,
yeah.
fair.
yeah,
That's
it's
fair.
not terrible. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. It's not a terrible rating.
No, not at all.
I'd probably give it a 3. Yeah, I mean 3 is not terrible. I mean, I'd drink it again, but it wouldn't be my go-to.
Exactly.
I like this one. Mine would probably be 3.25.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Fuck.
giving it. Is a 3.25.
3 1/4.
Three and a quarter.
About 350.
Nah,
Tree.
I don't know,
350
I don't know
minus a
about
quarter.
tree.
20. Like exactly.
Yeah.
350.
I don't
Minus
know
a
about
quarter.
no tree 50, but tree 25.
345. Yeah.
Tree 25 is where I'm landing it in at. With its first time tasting this one. Hoppy, funky, a little bitter. It is clean. You guys have a little dry taste to it too?
I don't know about dry.
I think it
don't
does a
feel
little bit.
For me, I don't feel it dry.
Really? Maybe I'm just dry. Maybe I need more. Maybe I need more water.
I mean, my soul's,
you
my
dusty.
soul's dry, but
Maybe I need more water in my life.
Said no one. No,
oh man. All right. So that is again Hoppy Chulo from Woodwood Brewing Co. here in Miami, Florida.
we would. Place to be.
He said pitcher. He really said picture.
Austin.
What's up?
That was so funny.
Oh, bro. I think I'm going to have to start brewing my own beer at the house.
Oh gosh, don't become one of those.
What do you mean? He has the most experience out of any of us that we know. He's gonna go crazy stupid in the lab.
All right, Carlos, what's our next
Crazy,
question?
stupid, and then they just come out
What's our
bad.
next topic?
No.
What's our next topic?
Yeah.
Next topic's jumping into the barbecue world, right? So jumping into the barbecue world when I think about setting up my grill outside. I don't just focus on the charcoal. I kind of go a little crazy with selecting what am I going to put in there with the charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just about buying a pack of King Fruit charcoal at Publix, our local brand supermarket here in South
Right.
Florida. And spread as far north as Tennessee from what I've been able to discover, because I found Publix's at Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I saw one in Alabama.
You saw one in Alabama?
Yeah, when it got
Yeah.
me a pub sub.
Nice.
You can never go wrong with a pub sub. For those of you who don't know what a pub sub is, outside of the following states that we have said, it is a sub from Publix. Great subs, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question:
Um,
was it the same quality as we have down here?
Yeah.
I had a chicken tender pub sub in Gatlinburg, and I can tell you it was the same quality.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
So good
Alright, so we're
old
good.
chicken tender sub.
Good on you, Publix.
Mhm.
If you see a Publix anywhere, just get a pub sub.
All right. When you think about barbecuing, Austin, I know you like the barbecue about as much as I do, but you go the opposite direction. You go into the electronical pellet smokers and app related barbecues. I go into the more traditional charcoal and wood. What are some key brands or some key things that you kind of do when you're selecting what pellets or what wood you're going to put into that smoker?
Well, in terms of brands, are you referring to pellets specifically or into the smoker?
You can go either way. I mean, this is just a broad picture, right,
Yeah.
of smoking your food through a barbecue.
I don't really have any preference of brand. I've tasted different brands. Typically I'll go with the Traeger Signature. I
Okay.
feel like it's a great quality blend. And those are pellets that I'll
Right.
use for my smoker. I have a GMG, which is a Green Mountain Grills Davy Crockett. It's a small smoker. It's electric, so I have an app on my phone, so I can control it. I can turn it on now for my house if I wanted to have it on my patio, and I'm able to control whatever the temperature is of the smoker, as well as I have a probe as well, a thermometer that I can put inside whatever meat, whatever I'm smoking there.
Boy.
So I can monitor that temperature as well. Going into the conversation and topic of traditional versus like more modern like electric smokers,
Mhm.
I just enjoy the convenience, and nothing to take away from the traditional way, because I've tasted some of the food that you make and it's phenomenal. But the convenience of not having to worry about, okay, is my smoker too hot? Is it too cold? Do I have to check on it? Just being able to set it and forget it and then get an alert when it's done. I love that.
Okay. So you want to add a little bit of the laziness into the equation.
Yeah.
All right.
I
A little
have-
bit of the laziness and comfort. I get it. I
Yeah.
mean, we got 20 million things going on in this world today, man.
Mhm.
When you're trying to multitask at home, you can't
Yeah.
be relying on a traditional smoker. You're going to burn the crap out of the food while you're trying to do something else in the house.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember once I was at work and the wife said, "Oh, I'm going to cook the salmon for you before you get home." And she was doing one of those scenarios where you're multitasking, and she was working at home, and she was like, "Oh shit, the salmon's in the barbecue." So she goes back outside to take a look at the salmon. The salmon's, a black
Blackened.
char.
It was
blackened
blackened
salmon. That's all.
Blackened
That's all.
salmon.
It was blackened all the way through from side to side.
It was well done.
It was super well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. She went to touch it and just broke into ash. It's like Thanos came by and just snapped a finger.
Damn.
It looks like someone in the
tough.
chat
Yeah.
actually has one of your Green Mountain
Yep.
pellet smoker.
Yes, Green Mountain pellet smoker.
Shorty Amy,
Even
we
brownies?
make everything in there in that smoker, even brownies.
That's crazy.
I've never done brownies, but now that you say
That's
that, I
crazy.
will definitely give it a shot.
Interesting.
Yeah, now I'm
Brownies
curious.
and a pellet smoker. I'm actually curious of what
Yeah.
a
You happen to
smoked
make
brownie
one.
is gonna
I want to
taste like.
taste
I
it.
have done a pecan pie.
What?
Please tell me
Pecan pie
more.
in the
Yes.
smoker.
Yes.
Please tell me more.
Okay.
Yes. Done pecan pie. It's also a fantastic way. Hear me out. To reheat pizza.
Okay, I can see that.
Fantastic.
And
Yeah.
and I'll give you a 5-star rating on that scenario where you can at least just preheat the system off your phone.
Yeah.
Whereas if I got to go out there and I got to light up charcoal and I got to light up, the wood inside the lighter and then pour it in there as I'm ready to start. And then I just burned 3 logs of wood and, a pound and a half of charcoal for no reason if I'm just going to heat up a pizza.
Exactly.
So I'll give you the rights on that one 100%.
Yeah.
So here's the real question: just get both. Just get an electric one and just get a regular one. And based on how much time you have, use an electric one or use the conventional one.
Austin just sent me a webpage the other day where I was looking into the smokers this morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Exactly.
Hold on.
Going to the dark side?
I want to get into that, but I want to hold that chat because I want to hold that thought because whoever is in the chat just made a great point. We have 2 of them actually, one for the house and a small one for the RV.
Mm-hmm.
So some smokers, specifically with the GMG, they have an outlet so you can plug it into a wall or you can plug it into the back of a truck, plug it into a car. So you can go on the road and still take that smoker with you. It has legs that fold up over it, so you can pick it up by the handles and literally take it anywhere.
Okay.
So you can go out camping and bring your smoker, set it up, and do 2 racks of ribs or do a couple burgers and still have the great experience. Of course, obviously, when you're outside, you wouldn't use the Wi-Fi, but you can still use the manual controls, turn it on, and you have the great experience of having smoked foods instead of, okay, let me build a fire, and now let me try to cook my food over the fire instead of using the fire as convenience.
He's sold, by the way. He's buying one
Oh,
immediately after we're done.
I've
He is
been-
sold.
I've been sold.
Well, hold on, because he did mention that I sent him a link, and the link to one of the smokers that I sent him, it's a brand called Rectech, which a friend of mine has. Fantastic company. The quality is out of this world. I wish I had one.
From what I read, though, they're based out of Georgia.
Yes.
Okay, so they're not that far away. I can actually drive to pick this up.
Yes.
Are you sponsored, by
Yes.
the way?
I'm not sponsored.
Okay.
I would
Yo.
love to be sponsored.
Yo,
so you
Rectech.
guys can send me a free grill to test for you
Yeah.
Anytime.
and put on this podcast.
We will
I will gladly
We will
test
have
it
a
with Austin.
podcast where we are smoking
Yes.
on the spot.
Yes.
We will do
Um,
it.
But I think that's a great point. What we could do is we could maybe do like a challenge, like to see like Carlos and myself like cook the same food and see like what the process is for each of that.
Right.
In terms of setting it up. But the smoker that I sent Carlos is not a cost effective for an individual. It's more if you want to do like commercial cooking.
Bro,
Because
I fell
it
in
is
love with this thing, Chris. as
3
soon as you showed it to
smokers.
me. It's
it is
ridiculous.
on a half
I
trailer.
was telling the wife about it earlier, and when I told her, I was like, all I had to do was put up 10 fingers because it's 10 figures big. Yeah, it's 10 G's to buy this grill.
Yep.
All right, but it hooks up to the back of the car, and you got one massive barrel grill at the end on the back end, and then you have 2 mini grills on the sides. So if you want to go one veggie, you want to go one kebabs, and then you want to go one just for the master meat
Mm-hmm.
on the back end.
Master meat. I like that.
Master meat on the back end. All right. You can go from the master. And they're all. The only thing that came to my mind, though, as I was looking at this was.
We're
"Aye,
smoking.
We smoking up some food? The only thing that came to mind was when we talk about pellet smokers, right? We're traditionally looking at electrical pellet smokers, right?
Mhm.
So if it's on a trailer and I'm towing this thing somewhere, where the hell am I going to pull the power from?
Yeah.
Right. So that was the only thing that came across my head. And I was like, well, I got the Jackery, 1000 Explorer generator, but will that feed me enough power and enough time to smoke everything I want to smoke in there?
Yeah.
Or am I going to need to start looking at something that can tolerate more than maybe 4.5 to 5 hours of smoking?
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
And that's where the GMG David Crockett is a great option because you don't need to worry about having to pull a generator. You plug it into the back of your car.
I mean, I do have an outlet inside the vehicle. Do I
Exactly.
want to smoke the crap out of my leather interior? Probably not.
No, it's not saying that you're going to use it, but the cables, I think, is 20 feet that comes with
Oh,
it.
that's not bad.
So you
Yeah,
have
no,
plenty of
it's like
space to be
Yeah.
You could have it
from
right there.
being able to plug it in
You
and being
get a
able
2-foot
to
cable.
have it a decent distance away so that you're not smelling up your interior.
So Carlos, I think you're starting from way up here with 10 G's. You got to start from like the bottom and then work
I
your
mean,
way up to 10.
And the reason why I went up to the to the 10 G's one that Austin had showed me was because that is the overall idea of the next barbecue that I would really like to have, is something that's on a trailer that I can just move from A to B.
Yeah.
I can just pick it up from one end in the house. It's on wheels, so I can just push it down
Take
the
it
grass.
wherever, yeah.
Or I can just attach it to the car and take it with me on the go. If we're going to have some sort of family reunion, I can just take it wherever.
Which is very convenient,
good?
by the way.
Which is
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
Versus right now, I got to call, Joe Dirt, Juan Pepe, Primo, Tio, whoever the hell it is, to come over with a pickup truck so we can load the barbecue onto the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Make sure they
and-
don't
And take it to wherever we're
break
going.
their ankle.
Yeah,
Just make
exactly.
sure they don't do a high roll. Got it.
Plus, if you're gonna spend so much money on one, you might as well just spend more money at that point and just get a
Doesn't- I
really
mean,
good one.
I'm sure there are some out there that are traditional barbecue smokers that are on wheels that aren't that expensive.
I mean,
Right.
there are, but nobody wants a charbroil.
Why not, bro?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Now comes my conversation, my feedback into this conversation.
I
I'm
only
a
said that.
traditional barbecue smoker. I was always barbecuing on the porch in the backyard with my father, or when I was living at the farm, we were barbecuing in the back by the avocados. It was never electrical, bro. Ain't no damn power outlet in the middle of the woods.
Yep.
Now, what the hell am I gonna do when an electrical smoker when I got no power? Can't do shit. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
That's true.
Right. So
Very true.
it's always been about putting the charcoal in there. You light up the charcoal first, then you select the proper wood to go with the type of meats you're gonna cook.
Mm-hmm.
I like going in certain occasions. I like going hickory. I like going applewood. I like going mesquite. Those are all different type of woods that I can put into depending on what dish we're going to be cooking on the grill. But I've come to learn lately here at the house that most of the dishes that I typically do, I think pair up better with mesquite, depending on the brand of mesquite that you go buy, because not
Right.
all mesquite woods are the same. And the one that I've been going for lately has been the Kingford mesquite wood, and I don't even stick the full log in there. I pull out the hand axe and I split that at least into one or two pieces, right? Depending on how big the piece of wood that you pulled out of the bag is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you light up the charcoal first. Charcoal's your starter, and then you just rely on the wood the rest of the way through. So whether I'm smoking 3 hours or whether I'm out there under the umbrella smoking for 6.5 to 8 hours, it's all about keeping the temperature stable by just adding in the wood when it's getting ready to burn out.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if you'll be inside chilling, watching your anime cartoon and adjusting the temperature from your.
Don't call it an anime.
for all you know-
well, you can't call it
Ekumi.
anime.
Ekumi.
For all
right.
you know, I could have my
Anime.
smoker going on right now, at this very moment,
You're right.
cooking food, without having to worry about my house catching on fire, any of all of that,
I mean,
without having to worry about adding more
Why-
pellets or.
if I have yet
wood
to
or-
still keep my butt cheeks as they are, even though I have lit my ass on fire 3 times.
3.
All right.
Like that
They
ass
ain't
on
burned.
fire.
They ain't crisp.
I'm just saying
The
that.
house ain't going on fire.
I'm not saying that in terms
I did
of
burn
you.
my eyebrows off too.
I'm saying that because of how close my smoker is to my patio wall. That's why I'm saying that. That's why
Okay.
I'm using that as an example.
All right.
However, it's the convenience of not having to worry about it, not having to add, not having to do anything. It's I can up the temperature, I can decrease the temperature, I can turn it on, I can turn it off, I can do all of that without having to even look at the food.
Okay.
I get alerts based off of the temperature of the smoker and off of the temperature of the meat. So I know if the meat's done, I know how long I have because I can have a timer on it as well.
I get alerts off the smoke signals that come out of the pipe.
I bet you
Mm.
do.
If the smoke looks
Yes.
weak, add wood.
Yes.
True.
I get signals off the thermometer. The thermometer looks like it's dropping
Yeah.
at 200 or below. Add in wood.
Add more.
Yeah.
And then if it's dropping near 200, 220, it's like, all right, let's open up the air hole.
Yeah.
Let's
Ooh.
let it breathe a little bit so the fire can pick up.
Yeah.
And then I get more smoke coming out of the chimney. Yeah. And then we'd be fine.
I think
So,
there's
but
pros and cons to
there's-
both.
I agree. There's pros and
Yeah.
cons to both. I just like going back more into the old style way where my entertainment's fed off of me going to check on the
Yeah.
food.
But I think
Right.
you also know that I have no problem cooking on an open flame.
Yes. It was also insulting that one time that, you decided to grab what's the name of this pendejo ham that you throw on the
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
this man gets prosciutto ham, gets a piece of wood. You don't know what type of wood that shit is. You don't know that's just
Basic.
a wood that they chopped up,
It,
threw
it
on the
was
back of
it was a skewer.
was a
It was a wood
twig.
skewer. It's used for roasting marshmallows.
All right.
And I took a piece of prosciutto and I put it over a campfire and I roasted it. And
Prosciutto's
it was,
prosciutto, bro. You eat that shit how it is.
It was phenomenal. It was fantastic.
It was a little crispy.
So you don't like prosciutto crispy?
It was
What's wrong with
slightly.
crispy prosciutto?
It was slightly warm. Now here's the
I
real
think you were
question.
there.
Yes, I was. That's
Oh, were you there? Yeah.
Hold up. Carlos, here's the real question. Has there ever been one time in your life where you've thought to yourself, I really want an electric smoker? Have you ever thought that one time?
I have. I've
Yeah.
looked at it multiple times, and every time I look at the price, I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm not gonna pay that much."
So really,
Esta come.
the problem is just that you just need both.
Right? No, I mean there
And you
is
choose
there is
what
a
you want to do when
coworker-
you want to do it.
There is a coworker that always refers me to a YouTube channel of some famous dude that barbecues in Texas. Can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head right now, but I'll look it up and bring it up in a future podcast. This guy's got a deck in the back of the house that has to be beyond 500 square feet because he's literally got almost 9 different barbecues in the deck, and they're all different styles of barbecues. He's got a box smoker. He's got an electrical box smoker with pellets. He's got a electrical standard smoker like a Traeger. He's got a green egg in there. He's got a an electrical smoker like the one that Austin had mentioned a second ago. He's got a standard Weber. He's got the new electrical pellet Weber, which I believe is called like the Weber 1200. Things like $1,000. All right. But he has all these barbecues in this big, huge circle of a deck in the back of the house. And he sits there and he just makes YouTube videos off these barbecues. And when you look at the food that he's coming out of there, it's like, damn, man, now I'm hungry. Now I got to go get some food. Damn it.
So you're saying like just wide open field. He has his deck with all his barbecue. So
Yeah.
there's like no fence. Just walk up in there, just grab one and leave.
I mean,
I know it's in
what are you
Texas.
insinuating, huh?
what are you insinuating over here, Chris?
I
mean,
know he's in
I
Texas.
remember you in Texas.
I would
You
need-
only
I would
get
need
some
first-
pellets in your behind.
All right. All right.
You might get different type of pellets in your behind.
All right.
Buckshot.
Speaking of food, I'm thirsty.
Y'all
What's
just
the
aren't
next beer?
thinking hard enough
All
about
right,
this.
enough with the food speaking here. Let's get to the next beer. The next beer is called Father Francisco.
Ooh.
All right, Father Francisco
Father.
is also by Winwood Brewing Co. Father Francisco is the one that out of all the ones that I've tasted from them over the past few years, have been the ones I've liked the most. Right, and it is the one that falls into the Belgian style golden ale. All right, Father Francisco has a 9.3% APV. All right, so Father Francisco is
It perks my ears.
it's dangerous territory for those who are just starting to get into beers. I would not recommend this as a starter. And the reason for that is if you are not tolerant and you can't hold your ground, this is not a good startup.
I'm going to read this to see if I can redeem myself.
Yes, please.
Yes, by all means.
All right.
Picture.
On a journey since landing in the Americas in the 1500s, Father Francisco, known as the first Jesuit priest to set up a mission on the Miami River, is the namesake of our Belgian-style golden ale. A homage to the tropical aromas of the South Florida, this golden brew carries fragrant notes of clove and other spices topped off with fruity esters. This unique flavor combination brings to life this effervescent ale that will take you on your own journey.
It's homage, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Homage.
What?
What? The
Homage.
H is silent?
Yeah, that's say homage.
I've never heard the
What
H
did I
silent in
say?
my
Yeah,
life.
What did I
Homage.
say?
You said homage.
It's all right. You did great.
Way better than that last one.
Thank you.
You definitely made up for the last
You
one.
did.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Bottoms up, boys.
bottoms
So-
up.
We got the beer here in front of the camera already. Let me get another clear cup over here so I can show you the color tone to this beer.
Ooh, that is an orangey color.
That is definitely an orangey color.
Mhm. Mm. That's what daddy likes.
Bro, but the aroma is the aroma that I love, bro.
Mm.
That just smelling
Wow.
that style beer right off the bat is like, oof, that is the beer that I'm drinking. All right. So as we can see here right next to
Wow.
the can, that is the beer we're about to jump into now.
That's good.
All right.
Already jumped into. You late.
Oof.
See, this one
Yeah.
I've had a few times
Yeah.
at BJ's.
Those Belgians really do brew crazy beers.
Mhm.
Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this beer with a good steak,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Some red meat.
Some
some red meat. I also feel like this beer with some fried shrimp.
Yeah.
Like on a kebab right there on the smoker.
Fried shrimp. All right.
Not prosciutto.
Not
Not
prosciutto.
prosciutto.
I feel like this could also go with a heavier pasta dish.
Definitely a heavier pasta dish. It
Yeah.
can't go with a light pasta dish.
No, heavier pasta dish.
But yet again,
Blackened chicken fettuccine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds really
You know
good.
what? All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Damn. And I had food before coming over here. Now I'm hungry again. Ooh, Father Francisco.
This tastes really good. I'm very happy with this one.
I
So,
like-
what's up with
definitely
this?
like the can better.
With this unicorn dragon that's on the bottom of his feet, though.
It's what he conquered. It's what he used to swim to America.
That's what Hyra was running from.
That's what Hyra was running from. Got
Yeah,
it.
because
But
I smacked it in the face and I got dip.
So you have Christopher Columbus that used the boat. Father Francisco used this sea creature to get over to America.
Las Americas.
I want
I think that is some sort of rendition of Moby Dick, based off of like the
Off the head,
unicorn horns that are sticking out.
bro. I've never seen a Moby Dick with a unicorn horn.
I mean, there's two of them. You see that, right? There's two of them.
Oh shit, there is two of them.
Yes. I'm not saying
Here,
double
I'm
it.
gonna
There's
show
two
So
of
it's a
them.
Moby Dick Satan.
Satanas.
Yeah, look, I'll show the stream.
Like I said, I'm not saying two. There's two of them.
So there's one. Wait, what's the second one? So
Go-
there's one right
it's
there.
right there, bro. Look at it. You see the hairs in the middle,
Yeah.
and then look to the left of the hairs, and then look to the right.
Mm.
The two black sticks.
No, that's the same one.
No, bro.
No.
There's two of them.
No.
There's two.
Wait, there's two?
Yes.
Chris, you gotta get the glasses checked, bro.
Hmm.
Chris,
You still don't see the two sticks?
This is a
Chris,
magical sea
Chris,
creature. I think
Chris.
y'all are tripping.
right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here.
I am nowhere near.
Right
Pyro,
here.
it's
Yeah,
one,
look,
right?
I'm with you.
Right here.
It's one.
I'm with you.
It's one.
I ain't nowhere
Chris,
near the
it's
tripping.
It's
one.
one. It
Chris.
has two horns.
It's one. It has two horns.
There's one here and there's one here.
I will Google
No,
this
it
right
has a
now.
split.
I will look
Like,
up the stats.
look at the
on
mouth.
I will look up the stats.
That
right
is
now.
one mouth.
Yes, exactly. It is one mouth, two horns.
Yes,
That's
what we
what we've
agreed
been
on.
saying.
That's what we're saying.
Oh, you said
It's got two horns.
It's two. We did,
You're
No,
saying it was
two
two like
horns.
two creatures. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I was with you
obviously,
with two creatures.
obviously it has two
No, bro,
horns.
it's one head too.
I like
two
how we
horns.
just fighting over it. It's just
I
like if
know.
Y'all
we're over
don't
here
know
think-
English.
We're over here talking about
We know
creatures.
what we're talking
Y'all talking
about.
horns.
Pyro, they're just way
Man.
too drunk. We're on the same wavelength. Either we're
Wow.
super drunk or they're super drunk. But I'm pretty sure it's
I
them.
am nowhere near drunk.
Okay, so it's them.
Oh,
You know what? It's just the vape hit both of them really hard. They really inhaled that vape. They really did. Especially Austin. Austin was in there just.
Oh gosh, here it comes again.
There goes that vape, bro.
Stay away.
Carlos is just inhaling that vape.
It's all over the place now. Ooh, this had an extended hold on it too.
To Austin. Give you a nice waft of it.
Oh man, let me put this beer in my mouth.
Damn.
Just put it in your mouth.
Now, the
In
real
your
question is, what is the rating for this beer? Austin, I'll start with you over on the other side. What is the rating?
I would give it a 4.25.
Hmm.
Okay,
2.5? 2.5?
let me see what I gave this beer out of my curiosity, because I've already had this beer before.
Well, while you're looking, I'll let you know mine. This is already one of my tops, so this is a
Yeah.
4.5 for me.
Ooh, okay.
This
Okay.
this one has always been
Definitely a solid.
Yeah.
this is
So-
a go-to if I see it.
What
I
would
would
you
pick
give
this
this beer?
over the other beers that we had for sure. Hands down.
But you, Chris?
This is probably also a 4.5. It's very high alcohol percentage, which is good. Very
Yeah.
important. And it tastes really good.
Yes.
So,
And I think those two are really important factors in having a good beer.
Mm.
I mean, that's pretty much all you really need. It's just the alcohol percentage and does it taste good?
Indeed.
So when I had last logged in, this beer was my wife's birthday, 2020.
2020, dang.
2020.
Wow.
And I did also give it a 4.5. 4.5.
Hey, look
That's
at
a
that.
very
look at
high
that.
rating, though.
Yeah.
That's a very
It's
good
pretty
rating.
consistent. Yeah.
Pretty consistent right across the board.
like this.
for
I like
different
this.
people. All right.
It's
So
good.
4.5 it is for Father Francisco. All right. Any other questions we got up there that we can answer before we conclude today's Outdoors Brews and Barbecue? Because I got to take a leak.
I like that.
Oh,
That one was just for you guys. You know?
I'm ready to drain out the first 2 beers.
This is gonna be a Patreon part.
We'll do a Patreon to where they can keep on watching after we cut.
And see how
And
we
it's
all
just-
scatter.
yeah.
And just me try to chug as many as I can.
So we'll do a Patreon post show where it's just talking more crap like we were the first half an hour.
I mean,
By the way, the
I'm
first
all
half an
for that.
hour was very funny.
yeah.
We really were funny.
Well, I mean, Patreon's page is ready to go, bro. I just haven't launched it publicly.
Well,
Whenever
that's
y'all
something
want to
we're
start
working
doing
on.
mini stupid episodes, y'all
We
let
had
me
the Ghost Cat. The Ghost Cat was really funny.
know. Ghost Cat. I mean,
We
Ghost Cat's
really
still
were
around there
cracking.
somewhere.
We really were cracking jokes.
Huh?
I'm right next to it. And if y'all don't know out there, Ghost Cat is Austin's chair.
Austin's
So when it
chair
moves, it
makes
squeaks and it sounds
perfect
like a cat.
noise.
It
technically-
seriously sounds like it's like purring.
Technically, you're saying I'm sitting on a cat.
No,
Is that how the cat died?
I'm
You
just
sat on
saying
it?
your chair
Aw,
needs some WD-40.
I love cats. I wouldn't want to sit on a
Why
cat.
would you say that?
That's what you're
How
saying.
did it become a ghost cat?
Don't be killing kidder witters.
I'm just saying your chair needs some WD-40.
We need
Go.
It's a
no
WD no,
WD-41.
WD-41.
That was also in the
WD-41.
pre-show, which nobody knows about.
You had
So
to
we
be
need the
there.
Patreon to
So
be
you gotta be on the
launched,
Patreon to see.
so that way they know what happened. But we can't talk about it because it's just what happened in this room stays in this room.
Yeah.
Unless you're part of the Patreon, then you'll know what happened.
Just
That's-
y'all, do yourself a favor.
That's really it.
Go out there, get yourself some WD-41. Not WD-40. Don't get it twisted. WD-41.
I would actually dare to make a beer logo that says WD-41.
WD-41.
When
I
you
like
brew your
that.
own beer, just Photoshop a WD-41, slap that on a can.
Okay, my question
He's thinking about it.
is,
I see the gears turning
what-
in his head. Look at him.
what would
I see the
your
gears turning in his-
WD stand for?
I'm not going to tell you what that's going to
All
stand
right, so
for.
WDs. Let's close
That's
out.
gonna be
In the
post show.
Patreon. In the
That's
Patreon.
gonna be post
In the
show.
Patreon.
That's going to be post-show.
It's in the Patreon.
All right. I guess we don't have any other questions.
No,
Other than
that's it.
WD-41.
No, we out.
WD-41?
All right.
If you ask what WD-41 is, you're not gonna get the answer.
Yeah. Maybe we'll explain it in
Don't
another
even.
show for ya.
You just had to be here.
It's gonna save the world.
No more. You just have to be here to know what it is.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for chatting in on Outdoors Brews and Barbecue Podcast. Until next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Later.
Later.